Check it out, y'all. SoundToys put out SpaceBlender, which is free until May the 22nd. So you better get to it sooner. SoundToys.com. I'd say grab this one for sure, especially if you like ambient and like texture and stuff like that and want to run your sound through it live, which is incredible. So I'm going to show you what it looks like in a few instances of it, but I just wanted to point it out. Toys.com. I've always wanted to get into their plugins, but sometimes they can be a little pricey. So when I saw this one was free and it's like an experimental reverb type thing, I was like, I'm in. So I'd say grab it right now while you can. All right, check it out. So this is it. Let me pull it up. And right now some drums running through it. So you check out their video to explain it, because they're going to explain it better than I can. But you have time, warp and sync, color, texture, mod, and then the mix is like a dry wet, and then the freeze button. And then you got a bypass up here, and then there's presets. So like here's some ambient stuff where you can do, let's try this one. So I'll play with some drums. Here, I'll bypass it first so you can hear these drums. All right, let's bring it. So that's crazy. That's just on drums. Let's do some samples real quick. Let's find some samples I have on here. Sample pack. Here we go. I don't want drums. I'm just going to take a mixed track already. Of course, BPM can affect this stuff too, but let's throw space on there. So I think I have a bypass, but let me double check. Yeah, I do. Okay. So here's what this sample sounds like. So first thing I'm going to do is this sample is not even 8 bars with this tempo time frame. So I'm going to grab this sample and warp it in here just so that it looks like it's 8 bars. All right, so now it's been warped. So let's hear what it sounds like again when it at this beat. Also going to turn it down a little bit. All right. Let's go ahead. say for a free plugin, this is pretty cool. I definitely think you should get it just because it's free. And even if you don't know if you're going to use it later, maybe it will be something that inspires you a little more. So it is definitely a reverb, and it's incredibly interesting to have a reverb because of all the tools they added to it. Can't say that it's the greatest reverb thing I've ever seen, but I can tell you that since it was free, it changes my whole outlook on it. And there's some gated stuff in here you could try. Let's try this one. So one of the things I already think I would use this for is kind of like how I use the program Transit. It's called Transit. Transit 2 is out too. And it's like these modules that all affect the sample, right? So this is one way to create a new sample that you can then take and, flip it and cut it up, chop it, however you want to do. But that's how I would use this, is just a coloration tool or a tool to kind of give you a new sound for maybe one that you been messing with. Let's try Galaxy Ends. What is this? All right, let's play one more. Okay, I'm going to say this. So one of the things that I noticed with this that I do like, it's constant movement. Because your sample is typically running through here, you don't really need an LFO on this because it's movement already happening, because it allows the sample to just go through this space machine that they've created. So I think that's kind of cool. Let's play it again. Okay, but what I will say is, if you could use LFOs, let's see, hold on. Let's just see. We open, nope, that's not what I want. Nope, that's not what I want. Wait, is this it? Okay, there it is. That's what I was looking for. All right, so yeah, you could probably connect some LFOs to some of this stuff and get it moving even more if you wanted to. Maybe with the texture knob, you might want that. So let's see, texture. Yeah, it's right here. So you could, this is one of the things that's cool about, let's go modulators and find an LFO. And then all you got to do is map it to the texture. So see the texture is moving, and then adjust this wave at the rate you want it to be. And maybe the depth, slow it down a little bit. Or no, just let it go there. All right, let's just see what that does for it. So I got the color and the texture moving all kinds of random So you could do this and create some unique movement, different way to do it. Just some ideas that I was thinking about in my head. So I'm going to turn that off and go back to, let's use the reverse. See what it does. Wow. It's definitely creating like a drone. So that could be like a remix type tool too, where you put some of these effects on it. So it's kind of got that vibe too. It's whatever you really want to do with it, but I feel like deep down inside, it's another reverb that has some unique character module parts to it. Anyway, it's free, definitely worth trying, and the least thing I would say is get it just for that day that you want to try something that's unique and different. I personally think it's a tool that I'll definitely use. I'll pull it out when I'm struggling to come up with some idea, and then I'll throw it over that sample and see if it helps me to generate some type of vibe or something. All right, just wanted to show it to you. SpaceBlender by SoundToys, free until the 22nd of May. So grab this when you get a chance. All right, I'm out.